Hello, teachers, and welcome back to Teachers Help Teachers. I'm your host, Esther Yun, and today I want to explore the idea of mindfulness. And it was on my radar when talking to a very dear friend of mine, somebody who I trust and admire and who knows quite a bit about this topic. Stacy Lieberman joins us today. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Esther. Hi, everyone.
Stacy is, she taught in elementary and secondary classrooms for the past 30 years. And currently she is she works as a social emotional advisor for a local district with LA Unified. And she has a graduate degree in psychology and is currently working toward a license in marriage and family therapy. So, Stacy, welcome to this webcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. Just one little tidbit about her. She's not just a good friend of mine, but she's really mentored me, helped me become a better teacher. She was our literacy coach way back, and I was useless. And so
not true.
And I just said, I know nothing, and I need help. And Stacy, help me, and she did. And so I owe her a big thank you for shaping me, making me into a teacher that I am today.
And I just want to say that you've always been an amazing teacher, but your openness was so amazing that that's what it takes to take us. We're always going to the next level. And it's just been so fun to be there for you. And I consider you more like a sister.
Oh, thank you, Stacy. Stacy, let's get started. Can you tell us mindfulness? Tell us more about it, please.
There's so much to say about mindfulness, and especially during these times where we're sheltering in place and there's so much stress going on. Mindfulness is really a useful tool to help us navigate everything we're going through. So when we talk about mindfulness, some people think it has a spiritual connotation or a religious connotation, and that's not what we mean. When we talk about mindfulness, we're just talking about being in the present moment. We're always in our heads, and we're always thinking so much. So it's about dropping our awareness out of our heads into our body and just noticing, what are we feeling? What's going on with us? That's all mindfulness is, being in the present moment. So Jon Kabat-Zinn is credited as being the founder of the mindfulness movement back in the 70s. His definition is that mindfulness is an open-hearted, moment-to-moment, non-judgmental awareness. So it's stopping, noticing what's going on with you and how you're feeling, and not judging it. No judgment. And there's so many benefits to mindfulness.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Sure, yes.
Why not some judgment? Because if there, maybe I'm misunderstanding something. If there is some quality attached to it or judgment attached to it, like, ooh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Isn't it proper then to respond to that and not make it, if it's unpleasant, we want to get out of that unpleasant situation, right?
Right. That's such a good point, Esther. Here's the thing, is that it isn't about making ourselves wrong, because we always want to come from gentleness and self-love and kindness. That's really important. I think we're so hard on ourselves, especially women, right? But that doesn't mean if we are yelling at our partner, and then we stop and we're mindful we're doing it, that it's okay to keep doing it. But it's about making a different choice. Stopping, this isn't my partner's fault. I'm taking it out on him or her. So I'm going to now, it's not beating ourselves up, but I'm going to calm down, apologize, and be kinder.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to share that there's a lot of benefits so that people understand it relieves anxiety, it reduces stress, it actually changes your brain structure, and there's research that shows it improves your memory. So I need to do it all day, every day. Okay? That's what I should be doing. It enhances attention and mood and increases the immune response. So there's a lot of benefits.
Okay, great. So I see then how mindfulness leads to overall wellness then.
Yes.
So how can we be mindful as teachers while we're on the clock? And then how can we continue that while we're off the clock? So can you talk us through?
Yeah, that's such a good question. Whether we're in the classroom or we're teaching from home, it's stressful, right? And so what we want to do, whether we're teaching or whether we're at home, we want to do check-ins. It's about checking in with ourselves. There's 2 questions. What am I feeling and what do I need?
Say it one more time.
What am I feeling and what do I need? Because that's where the power is, all right? So I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I woke up a couple days ago and I just woke up, I had a lot of anxiety. And I was mindful that I was anxious, but I was ignoring it. And I couldn't focus on my work. So I stopped and I thought, all right, this isn't going to go away. And I just sat here and I took some breaths and I asked myself, what am I feeling? I just dropped out of my awareness out of my head and into my body to notice, what am I feeling? And I was able to pinpoint, I was anxious, I was feeling stressed, and I was really feeling a loss of power with everything that's going on. So I said to myself, okay, what do I need? So sometimes what we need, we can't have. What I need is for the shelter in place to be done. That's what I needed, right? I needed to go back to normal life.
Right.
Now, I couldn't have it, but just naming it helped my anxiety start to dissipate. And then the next step is going to gratitude. So I sat here and I thought, okay, I can't change this. What am I grateful for in this moment? And I was sitting here and I have this sliding glass door that leads to my patio. And it was just, I looked outside and it was just this beautiful day. And I just said, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for this gorgeous, beautiful day that the sun is shining, the weather is beautiful. And then the next step is, what feelings does that evoke? Well, it was a sense of peace and serenity and calm, and I let myself just feel that in that moment. And then after that was done, it was 5 minutes, but my anxiety didn't totally go away, but it kind of dissipated, and I was able to focus on my work. So you'll know when you're not meeting your needs, when you're irritable, when you're snapping at people, when everything feels hard, when you're doing numbing behaviors, you're eating too much, you're watching too much TV. Every time I walked by my kitchen, I was shoving a piece of chocolate in my mouth. Okay? So I had to stop and go and check in with myself. They're check-ins. Stop and just go, what's going on with me that I keep shoving the chocolate in? Okay, I'm just feeling overwhelmed right now. So what we want to do when we're teaching or when we're off are these check-ins. What am I feeling and what do I need? Is that helpful?
Yeah, and as you're talking about these check-ins and what you need, it just, for me personally, what called out to me was me leaning on my faith, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, for you, it was going out to the sliding door, right? Going out, getting some air, and that calls to me too. But so does meditation and prayer, right? Like, God, this is so out of my control. I want to be in control, but it's so out of my control, and I give it to you. And so just like a quick short prayer of reminder calls to me, speaks to me. And so thank you for that, Stacy. Remembering that, check in. What is it that we need to deal with it? Yeah.
And we need to do it often because we really do ignore it. We're on such overload and go, go, go. Mm-hmm. Or it's the opposite. We're vegging out and we're watching a lot of TV or doing a lot of online shopping so that we don't have to deal with what we're feeling. So it's really about stopping, checking in, how am I doing in this moment? Oh, everything's fine, keep going. Or, oh, I'm feeling a little off balanced. What am I feeling and what do I need in this moment?
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah. So Stacy, what are some suggestions and practical approaches? Any more? I mean, you've covered a couple, and I mentioned something too. But any more practical approaches to be more mindful so that we are well, especially during this safer at home order? And any more?
Yes, there's a lot of things. Thank you for a good question. There are some wonderful mindfulness programs and apps that I can recommend. Okay. My favorite is called Calm, C-A-L-M, and you download it on your phone, and it has guided meditations and beautiful images that's really calming. When I was teaching, I would, at lunch, turn it on and use it before I brought the kids in. It really was great.
That.
Do you remember? Yeah. And then for our LAUSD people, I don't know if people are aware that LAUSD has purchased for us a mindfulness program called Headspace. Okay. So if you go to lausd.net and you search wellness programs, it will give you information. And the one thing I do want to say about that is it has mindfulness activities for children, but they haven't been vetted from LAUSD. So we're not supposed to use it, it's just for adults.
Okay.
But then this I'm excited to announce.
Ooh, there's an exclusive.
There's an exclusive just for Esther's group, okay? Just for Esther's group. This is brand new. Well, the program's not brand new, but what I'm going to tell you. So there is a wonderful mindfulness program for kids. It's called Inner Explorer, okay? It teaches kids what mindfulness is in all grades and gives them mindfulness activities. Now, each local district in LAUSD was given 10 licenses, so only 10 schools. We only had the money to give 10 schools in each. So you can imagine there's a lot that don't have it. But because of the shelter in place, Inner Explorer is giving each school access for free until the end of June. So if you are interested, yes, and I'm really excited. It's a wonderful program. So if you're interested, my unit, the social emotional learning unit, is right now typing up instructions and getting them out to principals. So if you're interested, let your principal know it's coming and let them know to please share how to access the program. So I'm really excited about that. That's exciting.
Thank you.
And then also, just to let you know, there's a couple of things that you can do with your kids as well. Would you like a couple tools to teach your kids?
Yes.
Have you heard of Square in the Air?
Say that again?
Have you heard of Square in the Air?
No.
Okay, so this is through school mental health. What it is the kids draw a square in the air or on the table, and each side is a count of 4. So you breathe in for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, you breathe out for a count of 4, and you hold for a count of 4. And I have to tell you, I could not teach without doing mindfulness with my kids. When they would come in, or I'm sure now while they're at home, it's a way to center them. So Square in the Air is a wonderful thing. Also to do visualizations with us, for us and with them, where you close your eyes and you think of your favorite place, okay? And then you just kind of think to yourself, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell? What do I feel? And go to that place. It's very relaxing. And then finally, a practice of gratitude. So like I shared earlier, really for wellness, there's studies that have shown it really does rewire the brain when we do a gratitude practice. And so it's good to ask yourself what you're grateful for, but it's really effective when you write it down and when you check in with the feelings that are evoked from what you're grateful for. So if you're grateful for your family, might be a feeling of love and letting yourself just feel the love. And that's another way to promote wellness.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. I think something with that though, where the children are writing something that personal and intimate, I think I would just encourage them to keep it for themselves, right? But if they're willing to share out maybe a part of it or all of it, if they're comfortable,
Yes,
that'd be
absolutely. Always by choice. And mindfulness is a choice. We never want to force our kids or anyone to do it.
Sure.
But they do need to realize that they need to be respectful and let others do it. Because in my experience, most of my students have always loved it. The other thing just to share is, this was something I've recently learned regarding trauma. When we do it with our kids or even for ourselves, if they don't feel safe closing their eyes, they don't have to. It's also, you can just focus on one point in the room, and then that's a way to really help people feel safe.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Any questions?
The ones that I had, I asked throughout. So thank you for that. Did you have anything else more to add to this? Or?
I would love to just say that for teachers or staff members in LAUSD, the Social Emotional Learning Unit has some virtual mindfulness trainings coming up and virtual social emotional learning trainings coming up. So if you're interested, we have one coming up on Sunday, May 17th from 9 to 1. You can sign up through my PLN. And then we have one coming up Saturday, June 13th. And then we have a couple of social emotional learning trainings coming up on May 30th and June 14th. We're trying to do some Sundays as well as Saturdays for people who need to do Sundays. And Esther, I'll have to get you the search words to put in there because we don't have them done yet.
Sure.
Trainings, especially the mindfulness, they fill up really fast and we're limited in the number. So if you're interested, you'll want to sign up quickly.
Okay, sounds good. I'll wait for those search words and put it up on the post.
Thank you for having me. This is such an important time that we take care of ourselves. And I just want to remind everyone to be kind, be gentle with yourselves. This is a very stressful time. It's an overwhelming time. And we really need to be kind to ourselves and take those few minutes, even if it's just 3 minutes where you go in the bathroom and shut the door and take some deep breaths. You need a break from the kids, to really take care of yourselves.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Stacy. So, yes, mindfulness leading to overall wellness. Thank you, teachers, for joining us today for this episode. And we'll see you again on Teachers Help Teachers.